I hiked 4 miles off trail into the Arizona desert to investigate what looked like a massive ruin on Google Earth. But when I finally reached it, the strangest part wasn't what I found, it was what was missing. Good morning, and welcome to another high desert adventure here in Arizona. Today I am heading out through these dells, up and over these dells, through a little valley, and up the side of a mountain. I've got about a mile hike, and I've got about a 600-foot elevation gain once I hit the bottom of the mountain. So I'll go up a couple hundred feet, back down into the valley, and then up 600 feet. It's going to be quite a haul. It's getting pretty hot out right now. It's relatively early in the morning, but I think it's approaching 80 degrees already. Summer is finally here in the desert. All right, well, I will get back to you when I see something cool. Catch you later. Well, I made it over the first ridge down in the valley, and now I'm starting to climb up the second big climb. I've got probably another 550 feet of elevation climb to do, but at least there's some breeze up here. At least there's a breeze. I haven't seen any petroglyphs or any sort of pottery. I have seen a lot of quartz, a lot of shiny rocks, but nothing that says Native American yet. So I'm kind of out of breath. I'm going to let you go for a few minutes. If I find something, you'll be the first to know. I'm about 3/4 of the way to the top. Wow, is it hot? And I'm still out of shape from this winter. Not with this type of elevation climb anyways. So I'm gonna zoom you around and let you look at what I'm seeing right now. It is glorious. Just magnificent. All right, finally a view of the other valley on the other side. I've made it to the height of the land. The top is maybe 30 or 40 feet above us. But that's what it looks on the other side. That's why we climb them, so we can see what the other side looks like. That's not really the reason. We climb them to find ruins. I only went about another 100 feet. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a whole wall of stacked rocks here. And then up here, there's another wall. Excellent. This is going to be exciting. All right. So this is the first wall. I just went through a caved in opening. Down there, you can see a corner. And the wall continues off in that direction. There's a pile of rocks right there. Maybe that was another wall. I'll investigate that in a second. Very cool. There's the wall going across. That's where I just went in. It looks like there's been plenty of animals walking through here. There's some cow poop up here, as usual. It always kills me when I've climbed and climbed and climbed and think I was gonna pass out and not make it. And then I get to the top and there's cow poop. They sure are good at climbing. You wouldn't guess it, but they are. Facing wall. So the sun would set right over that peak over there. Or rise, I should say. Sorry. A little punch drunk from walking up this hill. Alright, so this is still the east wall. I'm going to measure it in a few minutes. We're still on the outside of this. This is the outside wall. Alright, this wall is starting to curve. It's curving around. This is sort of southeast. Still curving. This over here is to the east. I meant south. This is west. Right here, facing due west. They use the natural cornerstone right there. Oh boy. Alright, now I'm gonna, since I can't get around that way, too thick, I'm gonna climb up this way and see if I can find the main ruin. There's some stacked rock here. Maybe close off this gap in case I had to defend it. Maybe. All right, well, there's a wall. More stacked rocks across here. Great defense. They'd be 8 or 9 feet above someone who was trying to make it inside. Again, that's the south-facing wall down there. Okay. Ow! Alright. I'm at the extreme height of the land. Oh, this is the ruin. I'm gonna sit down for a while. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. a north-facing wall. Oh, what a beautiful spot. All right. Sun's getting high in the sky. Gonna have to get out of here pretty quick. All right. I'm gonna start heading down the mountain. If I find something, I'll show it to you. All right, we went all the way up and halfway down and never found a piece of pottery until now. So I'm going to turn around over here and let you look at the ground and see if you can see any pottery. So you have a piece here. It is the lip of a pot. And by the size of the radius here, it must have been a big pot. And that's a beauty. That's orange on the inside and sort of a tan on the outside. Here's another one, tan on the outside, orange on the inside. And here's another one up here. It's really weathered, but it's tan on the outside, orange on the inside. Wow. There's another one. Tan on the outside, orange on the inside. Wow. Very, very cool. Okay. As what happens a lot is if you find pottery, it usually runs downhill due to the rain, the monsoons that we have here. Heavy rains at the end of the summer. And so I went uphill, and I hated to because my body was screaming saying don't do it. But I just had to check. And I came up the hill about 30 feet, and you can see this depression that is all rock lined all the way around. This is an old dwelling. Now this is probably a pit house, sunk into the ground several feet, probably had an earthen roof on it. And when that roof caved in, it filled in the pit, but not completely. So probably if you were to dig down here 4 feet or so, you'd probably find all kinds of artifacts. In here, there's a few pottery shards, and I think what happens, and this is my own personal opinion, is I think when they break a pot, they would throw it onto the roof, and that would also act as if it was some sort of shingle, we'll say. So, I'm sorry about the wind, it's starting to pick up now. But from here I can see 4 or 5 more pieces of pottery that are very similar to the ones that I found down below. So this is very, very interesting. There's some stacked rocks up here, and this whole area looks like it had stacked rocks around in this circle, or at least this semicircle, so it can look right off over the valley below. So anyways, very interesting. I'm sitting down taking another break. So, all right, I will show you some more things if I find something.